I just want to finish my Zelda thoughts while they're in my head. Wind Waker, what a good game.
Yeah, still like it?
Hey, everybody. You remember Wind Waker? It's great. I mean, I know it's 2020, so everyone agrees with me now, but it's even crazier to look at that game and go, wow, there was a time when, like, a large percentage of, like, the Zelda fan base in America thought this game was bad.
Yeah. It's always good to have one of those. If you lean too much into that feeling, I think it gets unhealthy. It's a lot of, like, a lot of the darkest nerd culture tendencies.
Yeah.
But Wind Waker for you is like, I've got it for a couple things, but the thing that you always loved that slowly over the course of a decade and a half you become right about the whole time, you like retroactively.
Well, the weird thing is even I fell for it a little bit too, because like even though it's so funny, the first ever online forum thread I ever posted.
Wow.
I finished Wind Waker.
Iconic.
I finished Wind Waker, loved it, went on GameFAQs to be like, hey, do you think the next Zelda should be cartoony like Wind Waker or gritty and realistic like Ocarina of Time? I think it should be gritty, I think it should be gritty and realistic. And then they made Twilight Princess. They announced Twilight Princess, and I was like, yay, this is what I wanted. And then I played Twilight Princess, and I was like, no.
Well, I don't think that counts as you falling for it, because if you played Wind Waker and liked it, but then just wanted something else for the next one,
True,
I think
yeah.
that's like
fair.
a totally fair thing.
Ooh.
And I don't think you were wrong. Like, I don't think it's the aesthetics fault that Twilight Princess sucked.
Well, that's true. It's also just
But it was part of it. It did like the feeling of that vibe of that game was bad.
yeah,
But it didn't have to be. It wasn't necessary.
Right. It's also the thing that, like, you look at Ocarina of Time now and, like, whatever.
Nice job avoiding that. Ooh, not so nice. Although that wasn't
like,
so bad.
Ocarina, like, when you look at Ocarina of Time now, it looks like you would call it a cartoony art style to a certain degree.
Yeah.
Like, you would not ever describe it as realistic.
No.
But that's what it felt like at the time, because that was, like,
The best they could do.
That was the best they could do. So it felt like, oh, in our minds, Zelda was like, it's the realistic, totally immersive, adventure thing.
Right.
And then Wind Waker was a little... a little kiddie or whatever. It was a little kiddie and cutesy at a time when that's not at all what the American game audience wanted in the slightest. And so it just was absolutely the wrong time and place for that.
And they were wrong, because America's sick in the head.
Yeah, sick in the head. Also, just, you look at, it's like unbelievable how beautiful and expressive all of the characters and everything in that game is, back in a time when like, you look at other contemporary games contemporaneous with Wind Waker, and they look closer to Ocarina of Time.
Yeah.
Whereas Wind Waker just is like gorgeous.
I want to see Link take a bokoblin and fucking slit his throat and drink his blood.
Dude, the fucking announcement trailer for Twilight Princess said, "Blades will bleed. Blades will bleed, shields will shatter." That was the text on the screen.
It's so weird, I wonder God, remember Skyward Sword? I just fucking remember that game even existed.
Here's the thing, dude.
Yeah.
That's the other Zelda game I've been playing.
Okay, we'll get back to that.
Okay.
But, so, like, it's funny to me. I wonder, like, how much of Nintendo now is a reaction to that small window of Nintendo where they budged, like, they allowed their shit to be defined by American consumer expectations, and it totally didn't work.
It totally didn't work.
Like, it worked for them critically in the short term. Like, Jeff Gerstmann for like a short second was a little bit of a pariah for giving Twilight Princess a slightly negative.
Do you remember what that score was?
8.8?
8.8 he gave it, and people were livid. About a game they hadn't played.
Right, yeah. And so it did work in the short term for them, but I think like so obviously this very small window of those games being defined by defined more by expectations.
Yeah.
Not like Nintendo. Nintendo's a giant fucking company that rakes in cash.
Yeah.
It's not like they're not like some American auteur that has like a unique vision of whatever. But they have their thing that they do.
Well, it's so easy to forget now. The GameCube was a true low point for Nintendo.
Yeah.
Like everyone kind of agreed.
Which is bizarre. 'Cause it ruled.
Well, yeah.
I wish that I had one. It's one of my big regrets that I never had a GameCube.
I mean, you have one right there. I can see it.
I mean, but
it's
at the
Isaac's.
time. At the
time. What's that circle over there doing? I guess we'll find out. But what the fuck was I saying? It's like I remember everyone was kind of in agreement. Like if the successor to the GameCube doesn't hit, Nintendo's probably done making consoles. And I guess we went through that again with the Wii U into the Switch.
Yeah.
But like it's really interesting. There's this there's a area in Wind Waker called like the Nintendo Gallery, and you have a camera in the game, and that's where you go to like get your picture developed or whatever. And the guy was like, "Hey, welcome to the Nintendo Gallery. Membership in our organization might be down a little bit because we don't have so many gimmicky things as everybody else. But anyways," and I had to like explain to Cheryl, like, see, this is a time when Nintendo was unpopular and their games weren't selling well.
Yeah.
But also, like, I think also totally wrong to say that, like, the reason Nintendo was flagging at that time was because they weren't gimmicky enough. Because, like...
They've always been the most gimmicky.
They've always been the most gimmicky. That was the thing, was, like, even though it wasn't really true, everyone saw the GameCube as being, like, childish and gimmicky in a way that the PS2 and Xbox weren't. So, like, they clearly did not have a clear, like... Maybe they, that's part of it. They didn't have a perspective on, like, why they weren't doing great, but...
Right.
Yeah, I mean, it's still... like... I was the same way, so... And to a certain extent, but you look at the PS2 and the Xbox, and they were doing their like, sleek black, sleek black box. Games are for adults now, and the consoles look like fighter jets. And then like, Nintendo was trying to counter program by saying, hey, we're still for kids. This thing, looks like a toy. It's colored purple.
Which is what their whole business model was based on since the 80s. Is saying this is a thing this is a toy.
Yeah. I mean, it's interesting. Yeah, it's interesting to look back and see, like, they didn't really change. I guess what they did was, like, with GameCube, they're like, oh, we'll get the casual gamers. And maybe they realized, like, there weren't as many of those as they thought, or, that more casual gamers became hardcore gamers than they thought, and they found a new way to, like, create more casual gamers, which I guess worked a little bit or something.
Right.
I think I forgot where I was going with that, but...
Well, you started talking a lot about hardware when I meant more like the Nintendo development process, like of games.
How will I know what is good?
I think it's like it connects above. So like the yellow one is in number 1. It should be in number 2. Yeah. Maybe that.
This can't be right. Can it?
I don't know. No,
it's like a game of Mastermind, or it's like you've got 2 of them.
I maybe I don't understand everything that you have to do here.
Hang on.
But it seems like the yellow is in the 1 slot and it should stay in the 1. Yeah, like that. And now.
Oh, sorry. I got them mixed up a little bit. Ooh, okay.
Oh, you got 1 green light though. How did that happen?
Well, I had 2 before, so I did it bad. So I think it's a game of Mastermind. I think it is telling me you have 1 correct and 4 wrong.
And which one? Either the first one or the last one?
I think it's the first one, because here, I'll switch it. Oh! Uh-oh. Okay.
So you got now the first 3 right.
Wow.
Which means that the last 2, you just have to swap the last 2.
Well, let's see what we have now.
Yes. Boom, nice. You were saying a game of Mastermind? I don't really know what Mastermind is.
Oh, well, it's that game you pick, one player picks a combination of 4 colors, and the other person has to guess. They have 10 chances to guess, and you... No?
No.
Wow, okay, classic game. Anyways. It's one of those, like, classic kind of board games that then, like, pops up as a mini game in other video games all the time.
Huh.
I mean, not all the time, but enough. It's
Yeah.
it's in the new Clubhouse games, but it's not called Mastermind because that's like copywritten or copyrighted. Copywritten's not a word, by the way, everybody.
Yeah, I know. I mean, I guess you're not telling me.
It's not. It's not W.
It's like how
R I-
two computer mouses are called mouses, not mice.
That's true, but that's more like a.
I can tell you why. I think I have a pretty good.
I think they would just argue that like a computer mouse is not an animal mouse, and so their plurals can be different.
Well, I think it's specifically. I think that's part of the reason, but I think it's also that like the way that you get a plural of something. A lot of times, the reason that different words have different ways of being pluralized, a lot of times comes from whoever's writing the dictionary says that the root of the word should come from. Sorry, the plural of the word should come from the grammar of the language of the root of the word.
Of course.
Which is why you have
Yeah.
multiple plurals for octopus, because different
Yes.
people who wrote different dictionaries took the root from different places, and so you have octopi from Latin, and you have
Octopod?
octopode. I believe the official plural of is octopode has an e at the end. I heard this recently. What was that? I think that might have been. I can't remember what language that is. And then you have like octopuses, which is the English root. And so you have like mouse and mice, and then mouses because a computer
Okay.
mouse is like an American.
Okay.
Or like a. I mean, I don't know that it's an American invention, but
Okay, you have a point. Nice. I see what you're saying. Here's my thing about copyright.
yeah.
It's that RIGHT has never been like the past tense of RIGHT has never been written. That's WRITE. It's a totally different word. Unlike, mouse and mouse is the same word. It's not it just they sound the same. It's not the same.
Right. Well, it also has it's sort of like what are they called? Egg corns, where a word sounds
yeah.
like another word, so you say it wrong because you hear it and not
Yeah.
see it spelled. And so, like, it does, and usually it's something that sounds like it kind of makes sense.
Yeah, because acorns look like eggs.
Eggcorn, yeah.
I
they
think
look
I
like egg-
just
yeah.
recently had to explain to my daughter that they are acorns and not eggcorns.
Yeah, and so, like, it kind of makes sense. It's like
Where the
copy,
fuck are we going?
the copy has been written. It's been written somewhere that this is.
Yes, I
so
know.
It like feels like it makes sense.
Well,
I don't
it's
know.
also-
I don't
it's
give a
also-
shit. People can say copyright. I don't care.
No, you can't say copywritten. Stop it.
We have a long-standing.
I
disagreement
know,
on this.
but like, here's the thing: how would you write that? COPYRITTEN.
I don't care. That is up for the person who's getting it
Okay.
wrong to decide.
Listen, I'm just saying, if you never thought about it, the right in copyright is not the right that you do with a pen in your hand. I know it's often talking about writing
Right.
as in authorship, but that's not where the word comes from.
Yeah.
The copyrights are who has the right to sell copies of this thing.
Right. I think that this would occur to a lot of people on their way to write out copywritten.
Right, exactly.
And they would go, that doesn't seem right, and then
Yeah.
probably look it up. Or they would do COPYRIGHTEN and be,
Okay.
be slightly wrong,
don't
but
give a
also
shit.
who cares?
Yeah, it's, I just care too much about being right about it.
Or
That's all.
or they would go
I know, I
COPYWRITEN.
already went down here, but I'll just... I don't know. I don't know anymore. Here's the thing
Ty
about...
says maybe they're talking about the products of the work of a copywriter. Yeah, there you go.
There you go. Yeah. I'm writing copy all day. Okay, so Wind Waker.
Wind Waker. No,
Ba-
Skyward Sword.
Banger of a game. I'm watching Cheryl play this game, and I'm like, every time I look over at that screen, I'm like, damn, Wind Waker, you fucking did it. It's so good.
What are you doing, by the way? Before we get into this, what are you up to?
What am I up to?
Yeah, it seems like you're running around Is there not?
Yeah, what I'm up to is I have no fucking clue where to go.
I think maybe.
What did you think I meant when I was running around going, I don't know where I'm going?
You never said. You have not said that in a long time.
It's not true.
It's like
where the fuck are we going?
I think it is. I think the hotel is big, and you haven't done anything in the hotel.
There's nowhere else I can go in the hotel.
Okay, do you want me to patiently wait until it turns out that that's wrong, or do you want me to look it up?
Well, listen. I'm open to suggestions. Is all.
My suggestion is that the hotel seemed like there was stuff there.
Yeah, I know. I was just in there for a long time, and I found no place to go. But I'll show you what I got. I mean, I just turned on these lights. So I was like, ooh, I turned on the lights to the hotel. Let's go back into the hotel. I bet the lights are on. But they're like not.
Maybe there was a door that was locked that's unlocked.
I can't believe this is the fastest you can run. It's interminable.
Okay, tell me about Skyward Sword and Cheryl and whatever. Spin me your tail.
Skyward Sword, nah, there's no tail. It just Skyward Sword is like the only 3D.
Wait, pause that again. You checked all these doors.
We checked all these doors. I mean, I'll go down here again. We know Silent Hill. In Silent Hill, red squiggles are never undone. They're always like that. That red squiggle won't open later.
Right.
That's just like that.
But that wasn't a red squiggle. That was a blank.
No, it's a red squiggle. The top right.
Go back, actually. Were there doors that are not on the map here? Is that just like... Look right there?
No, those are on the map. Okay. These are the 4 squiggles.
Okay, got it.
The 4 squiggles of the apocalypse.
Is one of them the squiggle that lives in my backyard?
No, that's a good squiggle.
Not an apocalypse squiggle.
No. Okay.
We've got.
Is this just telling us to go back to the cemetery again? We can't because we've
got like 20 people in the between. It's been between like 17 and 20 people, in the Patreon
nice.
Recording viewer. We usually don't have that many, so it's probably good that Kylie convinced me that we should do the stream today. I was like, we should probably just ignore it. So good call. Yeah. If you want to watch our recording sessions, you can become a $6 a month patron at contentburger.biz. We have a Patreon. It's the way that lets us do the show at all ever.
Patreon.com/runbutton.
Yeah. Is that door's a squiggle?
Here we are. That door's a squiggle.
What is that door? Wait, go back. What is that?
Okay, all right, slow down. I am in the process of explaining to you all the doors we have.
Okay.
This is a squiggle. Here, this one that's wide open.
That's blue.
That's the blue.
What's that
in
other
front
blue?
Of us. That other blue is a staircase that is super duper blocked off.
What about from the other side, from the outside this room? It looks like it's...
I will show you.
Okay.
And here is the thing we got to jump across.
Nice.
And here it looks like this on the other side.
Okay.
It's completely blocked by rubble and debris.
Okay. Is there an elevator call button? Is maybe that what that thing did?
Get out of here. Get the fuck out of here, Keith.
Does that mean it's time for me to make my iced tea?
Get the fuck out of here. Go make your goddamn iced tea. I don't want to see you for at least 5 to 15 goddamn minutes.
No. Let's do your Skyward Swordy.
Okay. I don't have much of a choice. Only one of the buttons seems to be functional. That's good to know. Oh, okay. So Skyward Sword is the only 3D Zelda game that I've only played one time, except Breath of the Wild. And you know, the 3D Zelda games are usually games that I just love to pieces and could play endlessly. And so I wanted to give it another shot. And last time I tried to do that, the beginning of it was really boring, and I thought it was a bummer. And I need a weapon to shoot this guy.
That thing was scary.
To the point.
I don't like those things at all.
I can tell that. They're called needlers. Hey, Keith, they brought back the needler.
Oh, that was dual wielding too.
You know, they really buffed the needler, I have to say. And I'm giving you the signal to cut it.
Oh, cut it?
Shit.
That was easy.
Okay, I'll cool it on the soundboard. And that's my decision.
Yeah, it's Keith's decision because I was way too busy playing this game to give a shit about the soundboard.
Wow, that almost took your foot.
Nah,
I guess maybe you shouldn't have gone on that elevator. It seemed really unsafe.
I had it handled. Here's a lady.
Yeah. Oh, there's some singing. You hear that? Sounds like a lullaby.
I don't hear any singing.
You hear singing?
No. I think you're imagining it. Oh, you can go ahead and turn that down. I was kidding. Only a kid could fit through here.
God, I wish we knew a kid.
We don't know any kids. I only know one kid. Me. Anyways, I was playing Skyward Sword, and I got through the beginning okay, and I wasn't too bored by the beginning, and I thought that meant that I was going to enjoy it, because I didn't enjoy the game very much the first time I played it.
Wait, sorry, maybe I misunderstood. You thought you were going to enjoy it because you were bored at the beginning?
No.
Oh.
I tried to go back to it once, but it has a really long and boring beginning.
Right.
And that was the last time I bounced off of it. So this time, I got through the beginning fine, and I was like, oh, we're in it. Skyward Sword, I'm going to enjoy it. But now I'm enjoying it less. It's really interesting because it feels so totally different as a game from Breath of the Wild, and yet I can see how they're trying to solve all the same problems that Breath of the Wild was meant to. I just think they totally failed in Skyward Sword and totally succeeded in Breath of the Wild.
Can you tell me what problems you think those two games were both trying to solve?
I think
Wait, actually, first, can we look at this thing that is quote-unquote blocked?
Yeah, there's no way over that. Couldn't possibly. They had rebar hanging down. That counts for it. So, how can he get away? How can he get around those poles?
What are you gonna do? Turn to the side?
Anyway, I mean, I guess I'm going back out here, right?
That's a long drop
That's
down.
a long drop down, probably. Wait. I heard last time there was a button I had to push. I mean, I'll give them this much. They keep locking me in a little box and making me think there's no way out. So, I mean, I guess this is just puzzle design.
Hey, I mean, it's better than trying to find a Coke can and using it to put work a mechanism.
Oh, Keith, I got it actually. I think there's something behind this painting.
Why not just move it?
Because it was a fake paint. Because
it's
not as cool.
Painting.
It's not as cool.
It's a real painting. It's right there.
It's it was real oil and canvas.
Yeah, someone had to do that. You have to cut it down. What a kind of a dick move.
I do like the idea of this guy who's trapped in a demon town with guns and knives, and he's on a mission to save his brother, and he's like, we gotta move this out of the way. This thing could be worth something.
But I also like the guy that sees the painting there and goes, this is fake.
Yeah. So I think we're about to take a break. We'll be back maybe 20 minutes. And I think the last bit I'll say on Skyward Sword is I'm gonna put some more time into it. But Skyward Sword is one of those games I could complain about for hours.
Sorry, could I get, by the way, your answer on what are the problems those two games are trying to solve?
Okay, it kind of felt like, so they added like shield durability, they added like a bunch more different like kinds of bugs and shit to collect and sort of craft. It kind of felt like they were trying to expand it out, but like did a really bad job. There was, I don't know.
Are you in there?
It felt like they were trying
No
to
one
change up
comes to
Zelda and
visit
picked all the
anymore.
wrong ways to do it.
Okay, that's
Who are
fair.
you?
I wish I could remember.
Damn, creepy.
What are you doing in this hotel? This place should be condemned.
I can't leave. Not yet.
They
This is no place
literally
to be
just told
alone.
you they couldn't remember why
You
they're
need to
here.
leave.
I lost something once dear to me. Now all I have is memories of the past. Of better
Except
times.
your name.
But I don't know where they are. I can't go until I have them. Will you help me?
Tell me what you need. I'll see what I can do.
So difficult to remember. The warm sunlight dancing on the water. The smell of cotton candy in the air. And the sound of wind blowing through the trees. Find them for me, and I'll give you what you need.
How will I know when I found them?
3 small windows of better days. You'll know when you see them.
Okay, I'll look around.
You'll
You have a
know
kind
because the
voice.
game will tell you.
Was that a little evil laugh at the end there?
Yeah.
Look back over the blocked thing. I thought I saw something, but it was just the chair that you like moved into the. All right, just gonna take a little break.
I guess we're gonna take.
Something's slimy.
We're gonna take a little break and find out what those.
Do you want to
sounds
save the
are.
game again?
Let's save the game again. Let's sync it. Let's do all the good stuff. You know, let's do that good.
Oh, we didn't sync it. Great idea to sync.
I love to sync. I live to sync. Cops are a fuck. Born to sync.
Wow.
Down, up, up. Down, down, up, up.